Okay, we are ready to go for the second leg. Let's throw back to our casters, Dan Gaskin and Mark Hatcher.
Thank you, gentlemen, and it is absolutely poised exactly how you would want it. Rafsou with a 2-1 lead over the current world champion, Msdossary. 1 goal to close that deficit, to tie things up. Msdossary's going to chase the game here, Dan.
Msdossary's got to be careful with his fullbacks. You saw in the analysis from Mike Lavelle, a couple of times he's stepping out of position and Rafsou is completely cutting him open and taking advantage of that. If Msdossary can just tighten up a little bit at the back, if he can expose Rafsou's aggressiveness from his centre-backs, then he should be able to get back into this game.
And just to keep you all aware, a little bit of a change of kits here. It will be Msdossary who's on the ball right now in the black and sky blue. Rafsou in that away France strip. And it will be Msdossary here, who's found some space early on with Cristiano Ronaldo. Great tackle from Kylian Mbappe. Of all players, tracking back and doing the work here for Rafsou.
Again, you have to use those strikers. They have that pace. They can get back and help. But this is where Rafsou needs to focus on his game. He can't be giving the ball away in those areas.
This is where the quick passing play of Msdossary is so devastating. There's the shot from distance, and it rocks the crossbar. But it does not cross the line.
Wasn't quite timed to perfection. It was a decent shot. It could have been better. And just that extra split second on the timing, maybe it could have been that goal that he was searching for to get back into this game.
Maybe there's going to be a chance here. Oh, slightly heavy touch there from Eusebio. Just allowed Ruud Gullit to nip in. Speaking of nipping in and winning possession back, it was Paul Pogba once again, who stepped in at just the right moment. You can see the pressure that Msdossary's putting on, though.
One thing Msdossary really tried to focus on in the first leg as well was really trying to squeeze the play of Rafsou towards Cristiano Ronaldo on either right or the left-hand side. I quite like it if Rafsou, if he's noticed that, maybe to switch up which side Cristiano Ronaldo is on between each pause to really try and confuse Msdossary of which area he should be pushing him to the pitch. Because if he just squeeze to the left and then suddenly Ronaldo's on the right-hand side, you've got that opportunity to cross into the back post and Ronaldo can use his stature, use his height to maybe gain even a 2-goal advantage here for Rafsou.
You can see what Rafsou's trying to do here. He's trying to play very sensibly, keep possession, value that lead. He's worked so hard to get it. He tried a little hill there. Just to burst past the man, and now look at this. Having given the ball away, Msdossary is flowing forward. Maldini left on his back. We'll get back into position there after that initial ball roll. But there is spaces opening up here for the Saudi Arabian.
And I'm sure that Rafsou's in two minds at the moment. Part of him will want to really control the pace of the game and dominate this possession in the centre of midfield, but the way he plays FIFA is he likes to attack. He likes to be relentless. He doesn't like to give his opponent even time to breathe. So really, he needs to have a really firm conversation with his coach in between those pauses to try and realise where he stands in the game and what he needs to actually achieve a victory here.
Msdossary on the attack here. I'm keeping an eye on the player switching here from Rafsou as well. He's doing such a good job of keeping pressure on, but sometimes a good job is not a perfect job, and Msdossary almost worked the ball inside. Rafsou again defends absolutely beautifully.
Maldini's been an absolute force for Rafsou. We don't see Maldini too much in squads throughout this tournament. We've seen a lot of Van Dijk, of course, a lot of Varane has been in there, Sergio Ramos, but Maldini coming in, I think, has really been one of the MVPs for Rafsou. Just being able to be in the right place at the right time for various different scenarios, and the outstretched leg has been phenomenal for him.
Well, there's Mbappe using his pace. That little fake shot to get away from his man. Gullit now, Rafsou again inching forward. 3v3 situation here. Neymar's got a 1v1, takes the strike. Defender managed to get across the angle of that shot and get the block in.
Rafsou's been doing that all tournament as well. If he notices a slight gap, it doesn't matter how far away from goal he is, he's going to take a shot, because it could go one of two ways. Either it goes in, or it takes a deflection and goes out for a corner, and we've seen how much he's dominated from those set pieces as well. So I like it. I like the way he's just taking this game to Msdossary.
Neymar dropping deep here for Msdossary. Here's R9, 5-star weak foot. He can go either side with a strike. In the ball goes to the other player who was willing to strike. It was Kylian Mbappe who did get that shot away. But again, Rafsou, to say, maybe slightly living dangerously there.
I like it,
second block.
I like it because what he's doing is he's encouraging Msdossary to go through the middle. We so often see Msdossary go ever so slightly wide because he loves to go for those driven shots across goal, because it gives you the chance of a deflection or the keeper just panning it out for another poacher to finish the goal. So Rafsou's noticed that in his game, and he's saying, actually, let's get you through the middle. Let's see if you're confident enough to take those shots in the 1v1 situations, or take that shot when there's a body in the way. He's almost taken part of Msdossary's game out of his game, and Msdossary looks like he's struggling a little bit because of it.
Well, here's R9, and you really do feel like Msdossary's starting to grow into the game now. Pogba, lots of space here for Ronaldo. There's a ball inside, and finally Msdossary strikes. Beautiful stuff on the right-hand side from Cristiano Ronaldo. And his namesake, R9 Ronaldo, is there to apply that finishing touch.
As soon as he's given a little bit of space on the wing, he's able to make it work. He had several different options, but of course, he chose the correct one, and that's what makes these pro players. Those split-second decisions that can be the difference from scoring a goal and not scoring a goal. And when you see R9 in those kind of situations, you really have to make sure you get the ball to his feet. And now Rafsou, is he going to be able to respond as quickly as he did before?
2-2 then, all tied up here at the O2 Arena in London. A reminder, a place in our grand finals up for grabs for one of these players. 10 minutes till half-time. Rafsou with the ball from the restart. Msdossary again defends well. And all of a sudden, the pace of this game just seems to have switched, and the momentum of this game seems to all be in the hands of Msdossary. Pogba just about gets away with that, a little bit of a risk, taking that extra touch back into his own 18-yard box.
And Rafsou still trying to counter-attack quickly, still trying to catch Msdossary off guard. Hope there's going to be a couple of players out of position after his initial attack. But he has done well in knowing when he needs to turn around and give up on an attack, but he's not giving up on this one.
Well, here's Kyle Walker bursting around the outside there, the fullback, and he's going to have to be careful on the counter-attack here. Switch of the play from Msdossary. He fires a long ball out to the head of Cristiano Ronaldo, and 99 times out of 100, he will win that aerial battle.
And if you are just joining us, or if you're wondering, well, what about the other semi-final? Mo Alba versus Nicholas. So the other two players still left in the competition. Nicholas, the #1 PlayStation player from the entire season, after a disappointing start, has managed to find his way all the way into that console final.
The referee has indicated
But he's going up against the only remaining German in the tournament of Mo Alba.
Mbappe managed to get a touch on that, but couldn't get the interception away. Maldini wrestling there with Neymar, managed to do a good enough job to keep possession. And maybe Rafsou will have a chance to go forward, or maybe not. The half-time whistle does go. And with 45 minutes left in our semi-final, the last game these two Xbox competitors could potentially be involved with, there is absolutely nothing to split the two.
And I think as a neutral, everyone was hoping we were going to have a game like this. A lot of people were worried it was going to be a blowout. It was going to be Msdossary showing that dominance. I mean, the previous two times these guys have faced, it's been a 6-goal difference in both of those games. 8-2 in the E-Champions League groups, 6-0 in the E-World Cup groups. For Rafsou to analyse that gameplay, to come back from defeats, heavy defeats like that, to put on such a show here on the biggest stage, in the biggest game of his career, has been amazing.
45 minutes left in game to decide a winner. All tied up 2-2 on aggregate. Msdossary has bossed the first half, you have to say, in this second leg. But as we saw in the first leg, it only takes one chance at this level, Dan, to separate two players.
So the advantage Rafsou had in the first leg is he had plenty of chances, but Msdossary has managed to restrict those. He's noticed the areas Rafsou's trying to play that ball into. He's noticed the areas he needs to squeeze Rafsou out of. And Rafsou has struggled, but here he comes on the left-hand side with Mbappe again.
Turns back into trouble there. Cristiano Ronaldo getting a piece of it. It will be a throw-in. They will keep possession. Only momentarily, though, because Kyle Walker steps in and says, that's Msdossary's ball.
When you get into a situation like this, when it is 45 minutes to decide your season, to be the biggest game of your career, who do you have your money on? Is it the player who's been here before, who is a world champion?
Here comes Msdossary. Great tackle again from Maldini. And look at the players forward here for Msdossary. Has to be extremely careful on this counter-attack, and Rafsou is going to turn this defending into a quick attack. Hullet outside now to Eusebio. Turns back inside. Here's Pogba. Into Neymar, almost tried to work that angle, similar to the second goal that we saw from Rafsou, but unfortunately just couldn't evade that defender in the middle of the box.
The triangles, again, it was a lot more successful in the first leg, but because Msdossary has spotted that, he's now marking it accordingly. He's player switching to make sure if he sees one of those 1-2 passes being made, he covers that run, he tracks back, he uses RB to bring the second man in as well. Msdossary defending so much better in this second leg.
He's also looked a lot more potent moving forward as well. 57 minutes on the clock. We're about to hit the hour mark. Mbappe. Finds another Frenchman there in Pogba. Here's Kylian Mbappe once more. Msdossary. He's a world champion for a reason. It's because he knows what to do in these tight situations. 60 minutes on the clock, and here comes Msdossary once more. Hullet gets the ball back, space in for Rooney! And he didn't need to be asked twice.
The Hullet bullet in full effect there for Msdossary. So much space. And even under the pressure, even in the situation of a semi-final, he times it green, slams it home, and gains the advantage. I was gonna say, if it's a draw after 90 minutes in this second leg, we go to extra time, we go to penalties, but Msdossary does not want that. Msdossary wants to get the job done. He's undefeated so far in this tournament. He could have an undefeated entire eWorld Cup, and it would be his back-to-back eWorld Cup championship as well. What does Rafsou have to offer now? He is finally behind in this tie.
And of course, Msdossary, if he manages to go back-to-back, that would be history being made in FIFA eSports. Once again, redefining the landscape. But for Rafsou, what have you got left in the locker? The Frenchman has done so well to deal with Msdossary until this point. However, he is a world champion for a reason. And this has been an example why, just in those big moments, Dan, he just never cowers.
And Rafsou will get chances. We have no doubt in the fact that in these final 25 minutes, there will be chances.
There's so much space for Eusebio, though. A chance for Msdossary to finish things off. And he cannot take it.
And I was going to say, is the pressure going to get to Rafsou? But maybe too much pressure on Msdossary there. A nice bit of goalkeeper movement from Rafsou. The mind games to actually survive there. That could have been the tie over.
Van Dijk can't quite complete that interception. Here's Ronaldo. The game is going to completely open up now as Rafsou just throws bodies forward. Ask everything from his players. And there's R9 Ronaldo answering that call, striding away down this left-hand side. El Tornado into the box. Msdossary moves his goalkeeper and comes and claims that cross. That is huge.
And that's always going to be the first thing on your mind as soon as you're seeing that ball being flicked up on the wings. How am I going to stop this header at the back post? Can I get one of my defenders into position? Can I move my goalkeeper? Msdossary very switched on. A yellow card for Rafsou, but I don't think that matters at this point. What matters is the fact he has 20 minutes to find one goal to take this to extra time. As Msdossary goes into that tactic screen. And he is going to edit those formations. Look at maybe something a little bit more defensive as he speaks with his coach, Gorilla. You can see there is a possibility of a 4-5-1 there if he wants to use it. It doesn't matter if you see it on his screen, it doesn't mean that that's definitely what he's going to be using because of the dynamic tactics available in FIFA 19. You can switch between them with just a press of a button. And that's what makes it so difficult sometimes when you go up against an opponent who is well prepared, well researched. They might just have a different formation for every single situation.
We always say there will be one more chance. The question is when that chance potentially does come for the Frenchman Rafsou. Can he be as clinical as Msdossary has been in this semi-final? 20 minutes left here for Rafsou, and he's won the ball back here with Pogba. Eden Hazard gives it away though, great tackle, but he gets it immediately back. Rafsou, deflection. Just thought that Van der Sar was going to be wrong-footed for a second there, but he managed to get back. Scrambled across his goal line and will collect.
And it wouldn't be the first time in this tournament that Msdossary's been under pressure in the final few moments as well. Against Megabit earlier in the knockout stages, Megabit very nearly got a last-minute equaliser, and I'm sure Msdossary's heart rate would have been through the roof. And Rafsou, I'm sure, will want to test that heart rate yet again.
Rafsou is managing to win the ball back, but what a tackle that is from Luka Modric, 99 rated. Team of the Year foot item. But again, Rafsou wins it back. Militao with a block that Msdossary might remember for a long time. What a ball that is as well.
There's nerves on both sides, and Rafsou's going to be very nervous here.
The pace of Pele is taking him away from his man. He could go either way! And there's only one way for Msdossary. And that is straight towards yet another final.
Heartbreak on the face of Rafsou because he knows that hill just became a mountain now. Whilst 2 goals is definitely achievable in this amount of time in FIFA 19, he's not just playing any opponent. He's playing the reigning world champion. He's playing Msdossary, who's been undefeated this tournament. He's playing the best player at this tournament. He needs a goal now from this restart to really give himself any chance.
Never say never. Rafsou needs a goal now. You're completely and utterly right, though. And here's Eden Hazard. Here's Paul Pogba. Here's our 9! And there is Msdossary's goalkeeper movement.
And I can't say that's been the only difference, but that has definitely been something Msdossary has nailed in this semi-final.
Havertz, great tackle from Van Dijk, though. Wins the ball back here. Rafsou, chance for I9 once more. He's inside the box, and again, Msdossary, in those huge moments in the game, just comes up with the right answers.
Oh, and that's a mistake from Msdossary. He just needs to keep the ball at this point. Doesn't want to give any chances to Rafsou.
Havertz on this right-hand side. Pogba goes back inside. Here's Hazard once more. Hullet round the corner here, but the pass is under-hit. And that could well be the game here for Msdossary.
It should be the game, especially with all this space on the left-hand side for Pele as well. You twist, you turn, you keep the ball, you search, you use LB, you use RB, you bring players closer, you send players away, and you get yourself into the grand final.
Msdossary reminding us all that he is a world champion. Rafsou wins the ball back. Eden Hazard. Maybe there's a chance here for Rafsou again. Eder Militao showing exactly why he's been selected. One of the quickest centre-backs on the game. And he managed to get back in there. Hazard gets round the outside. Eden Hazard, chance here for Rafsou! Is there a glimmer of hope?
Surely not. Surely there isn't enough time. Only merely 30 seconds left. All Msdossary has to do is play the ball back to the goalkeeper, and that should be done and dusted. But I've seen stranger things happen, and I'm sure Rafsou will be thinking, all right, what's the best way I can implement my formation to dive into his, try and win that ball back, try and get that one last chance. I think Msdossary knows there shouldn't be time, but there's always that creeping decision in your head of, well, what happens if it goes wrong?
And he's getting very, very sound advice there from the former world champion Gorilla, who is coaching him. I'm not going to say exactly what it was, but it's a smart idea. With just 30 seconds left on the clock. Just needs to keep hold of the ball. Rafsou, he's going to be looking up to the heavens and hoping, beyond hope, that he can just somehow nip that ball back and come at Msdossary with one more attack.
The shake of the head would suggest Rafsou knows he doesn't really have enough time. I'm sure he believes there's maybe a tiny, tiny amount of hope left. Let's see what Msdossary does from this restart. Just needs to kill the clock.
There is the final whistle here at the O2 Arena in London. Msdossary shows us, reminds us all why he is such a special talent. But what a game it was. Msdossary takes the win 4-3 on aggregate, but Rafsou, hats off to you. What a performance it has been.
I mean, he just went toe-to-toe with the world champion. Msdossary does find himself in yet another grand final here in London and will be setting himself up for a potential back-to-back world championship victory.